What is up, Bazinga Nation? Today, me and the Bazinga boys are going to be talking about a lot of different topics today. All those will be listed down in the description with timestamps on where they start. All the cutting in between is just it's just the flow in between topics, just to make the video flow a little bit easier, not seem slow. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. I understand the video is a lot longer than usual. It's kind of a podcast-esque. Rather than uploading different parts, I put it all together. I hope you enjoy. Hit that subscribe button so we can get 50 subs before the end of June. Peace. We're all gonna be civil about this and be open-minded. You know, good
All right. So,
American
well,
citizens.
somebody has to be the like, kind of like the asker of questions.
All right. Jeff, since you started the whole discussion, you ask the first question, and then Comrade,
Alright.
you go first for your rebuttal, and then I'll go after.
Alright.
Actually, I'm not gonna ask a question. I'm just gonna bring up a topic.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
let's
yeah.
talk
That's
about,
what we're
let's
saying.
talk about the Black Lives Matter protest.
All right, Comrade.
Are we talking like actual protest or them, doing the rioting?
After George Floyd died, everything that happened after, what are your opinions on?
I feel like it was kind of justified, George's killing, saying that he was a convicted felon, and I mean, try being a police officer. Try never knowing what happens when you are arresting that person. They might have a gun, they might have whatever.
Okay, solid point.
Well, I mean, for me personally, the whole Black Lives Matter shit, not shit, but the whole movement in general just does not make sense to me whatsoever. Because they themselves are discriminating themselves from, like, being other, like, hold up, I'm drunk driving, let me pour. Because the Black Lives Matter movement is basically like they're taking their own people and discriminating themselves, and basically like taking their whole like people and moving it somewhere else other than putting in the general cesspool of everybody throughout the world. They think themselves they legit are putting themselves lower than they actually are in the whole threshold, and they were a couple hundred years ago, but with all the whole I'm still shocked about how they fucking defaced the fucking Abraham Lincoln Monument. Like, honestly, I'm still confused about that, because that's the guy that emancipated you, gave you freedom, and like more than 3/5 voting and all that. I that's all I can think of at the moment. But and they're just, it's confusing, and it's not needed. Like the whole rioting, that it's over the top. But the peaceful protests,
Like, I understand, because no human should ever be killed by police officers.
Yes. I mean,
Unless they're doing it.
It's
like,
going to
rioting
happen.
Stuff.
It's legit
Like,
going.
Burning down police cars.
Yes,
like,
yes.
The only thing you're doing is making your race look even worse.
Yes,
and that's the
exactly.
Fact, and that's
You're making the whole movement basically like,
I mean,
shit.
listen. If the police kill George Floyd and then every single black person peacefully protests, it's gonna make black people look very mature, and it's gonna help them get racism off. But them destroying stuff is making it worse. That's why they need like a leader, like Martin Luther King. Like, that's why they need.
Alright, where's his brain at? Where's his brain at? We're making a zombie MLK.
Didn't he get gatted in the head though?
I think so.
Yes.
Sad. Alright, let's have a moment of silence for MLK. How about immigration? Let's do immigration.
If it's illegal, then it should not be allowed.
Alright. Alright, Comrade, that's basically your whole thing. That's understandable. I got you. I can relate to that.
You're just cutting me off there.
No, I'm not cutting. I'm not cutting you off there. I'm just asking you. I'm gonna. Do you have any further points on it, or is that just your whole?
I mean, like, America's built on immigration. What the fuck? Can't fucking deal with this when it takes 2 shots from a fucking SMG to kill me.
Let's talk about abortion. Well, first off, are you pro-life or pro-choice?
Pro-life.
Okay.
Pro-choice.
What?
I honestly,
Oh, it's about to
okay,
get spicy.
no. Honestly, I would love to say I'm pro-life, but it's all about the situation and all
Okay,
that, you know.
that's true because like here's the thing: if a woman has sex with a man, like and they're actually having sex, and she
And
gets
they're
pregnant,
actually
like
doing it for
that's
procreation.
yes, like you can't just kill your baby just because.
Exactly.
But if like a 45-year-old guy rapes an 18-year-old,
Yes.
I kind of understand it, but
And
still
if they're in,
that's still a life.
if the people are stuck in a religious household and they know they are not like able to take care of the child due to like their income or whatever, I mean, yes, they can put the baby up for adoption, but like there's still the
Yeah,
very
but then
minimal.
again, they're still gonna have to go through all that time of labor.
Yes, and then they're gonna have to pay
They're
shit.
still gonna have they're still gonna have the thought that they just gave away their baby.
Yes. Even
But
though
then again, like
they did not, even though they did not ask for the child, they know for a fact that it's out there. They created the life and it is out there, and that child will forever want to know what happened and why are they in that situation.
but then again, like I just can't understand people who just kill their kids.
Yeah,
Like
that's you
that's
see, I say I'm pro-choice,
I'm
but I can go both ways.
I'm like I'd say I'm like 75% pro-life and then like
You see,
25%
I'm
pro-choice.
yes, I that's where I'm at as
Because
well. But I just
there's certain stances where like if you don't want the baby, like if you get raped, like
yeah,
I don't.
yeah, yeah. It's a very rough subject, and the reason I say pro-choice is that I would like to say if I was a woman, I would like to have a choice in what happens, you know,
Yeah.
rather than having
I mean,
to.
it's you're the person who's going to be in labor,
Yeah,
pushing the baby out of your fucking
you're gonna
pussy
be
for.
spending 9 months of your life and hours upon hours of freaking painstaking labor in order to give life to a child that you may or may not be taking care of. You
Yeah.
know, it's a crazy, but like people are people, things happen, whether it's a good or bad, and they have the right to choose. And yes, they can give the life. They may decide to give the life up, and people may de fuck. I don't. I'm having trouble finding a word. They may be looked down upon for choosing to abort the child, but it's all dependent on circumstances, and those circumstances make the person, and the choices they make the person as well. And it's just honestly a crazy, convoluted situation. But if they give life, they give life, and if they choose to get rid of the life in order to save their own life, so be it.
Mr. Doggo, your opinion on the topic?
Uh, I
Well, first
mean,
off, you
Take,
said
take your yeah.
first off you said you're pro-life. Explain why you're
yes,
pro-life.
because like it is a living thing. It is a person, and I mean, if you're just gonna kill it like it isn't one, it's
I know, but still, like,
Yeah.
what if the girl got raped and she's not ready to have a
You see,
child?
it's all those little tiny
Like,
examples and situations that like
imagine telling a 16-year-old girl that she has to go through hours upon hours of hard labor just for a kid that, like, and the thing is, the kid's gonna remind her it's about the person who raped her. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
It's a
It's
tough. It's a really tough.
it's really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, like, you can't use abortion, like, I
As
feel like rape and, like, only a couple other things is abortion, but, like, if you're having sex, like, with the person you know, you're comfortable
yeah,
with that, you, like, I don't like that. Let's just, like, wear a condom
like
if you want to have
honestly,
sex.
if you get on birth control, if you want to have sex and you don't want to have a child, get on birth control if you're a woman. Guys, if you use a fucking condom always. You don't want to get fucking gross ass STDs and ruin your fucking life. with herpes and gonorrhea and shit, and have to pay money to get that fixed. Always get consent and always give consent. Blah blah blah. You all know it.
Couple more topics.
Right.
What are your opinions on the death penalty? Do you think they
Yes,
should keep the
it
death
should
penalty?
be used.
It should be
It
used.
should be used.
Okay.
Alright, Conrad, you go first since you first. So you're...
Actually, can I just put in something?
Yeah,
Real quick.
go right ahead.
The thing is, would you rather have a person, say a person shot up a school, killed 10 people, or killed 8 students, 2 teachers? Would you rather have him just instantly die, or would you rather have him a life sentence with just constantly getting bullied every single day by inmates and...
Well, I mean, most likely the person is going to kill themselves in prison if it's a
Yeah.
life
They
sentence.
could always
and
be
out
on
of...
suicide watch, though.
Exactly. But I mean,
I'd rather have a person just rot in jail than just kill them
But I
instantly.
mean,
'Cause I feel-
that
I
also
feel like
comes in with religion, also.
Yes.
Because, I
Yeah.
mean, if you kill them, they could go to hell and be in forever suffering and torment.
it's a lot because you would want to, if you were a parent or like a sibling, then your emotions would
Yeah,
take-
you're gonna look at it differently,
Yeah.
depending on if you are...
Yeah,
Your-
but then again,
your
like,
emotional-
if you're
your-
one of the
yeah.
parents of the kids who got shot, you're gonna instantly want that kid dead.
Exactly. Your emotions take over your logic.
Exactly. That's why I feel like they should just keep them on, like, death row for, like, a year, let the things, like, boil over, and then make the decision.
Yes. Have them in prison. Have them in prison for a year or two. Let them without parole, of course, but let them get in prison. Let the parents and families and all that get their minds straight and heads together. Let them give them some time to get the grief and all that through. Let it settle. And then after that time has passed, they should come back, have a discussion about it, and then come to a sort of agreement to what they want to do.
Yeah.
And they should be given the option of death penalty. However, that should not, or they can decide whether they should be able to decide whether or not they want the death penalty. It should always be an option, depending on the circumstances of the crime and all that.
Yeah. But, like, if a guy, like, frickin' shoots up and kills...
Yeah. If it's like a
Alright, I
fucking...
know what I'm about. There's some controversy with Jeff, but do you think 9/11 was an inside job?
Oh no.
No,
This
I
is
don't.
a yes or no.
I don't.
I don't.
I
either.
do.
Oh no, you're like one of the people
feel-
that
I
think the fucking...
I feel like there's a... I'll agree with you with this. There's a lot of signs that point to it being an inside job. But then again, I can't see a president killing his own people. Especially
I mean,
that...
it's so that he could establish a new world order with the Patriot Act, stripping away our freedms.
But still, like...
Because now that, because of the Patriot Act, they could
3,000
tap in,
innocent lives.
they can tap into our phones whenever.
That's true. But still, like, I feel like if they did do that, you could have killed less people.
Well, but I mean, you
3,000
also have to
innocent.
think, if you're gonna do the job, you want to make sure that it strikes the heart of the people. And the World Trade Center was a sign of, like, America being united as a melting pot from Germany, all of Europe, Africa, Asia.
If it was an inside job, why would they... How come they didn't just do the Twin Towers? How come they went for the Pentagon and attempted
Because they
to
had
go
to
for the
strike.
White
They
House?
had to strike.
They had to make it believable. I mean, you're not going to go for one
feel like
target. You're going to want to maximize the amount of people
That's
who
a lot
are
of
affected.
damage. That's a lot of damage.
I mean, because people in Pennsylvania were affected, minorly. People in New York were greatly affected. People in
The whole entire
Washington were...
fucking-
Yes,
the whole
everybody
entire
who...
nation was affected.
The entire East Coast was really affected.
But I mean, when you really think about it, like with that horrible tragedy, like we wouldn't be able to like we wouldn't have like the top, well, not top notch, but like a fucking good security at the airport, you know, like preventing.
Yeah.
True, true. And the thing is, though, if what's it called? If 9/11 never happened, Bin Laden would still be alive, and something
Well, but I
worse
mean,
could
but
honestly probably happen.
America was always buddy with Bin Laden in like secret things. Like I think in Afghanistan, he made a visit to a like veterans hospital, and they actually treated him, even though that he was a man of interest in many crimes. That's a little weird when you're treating a man of interest in multiple terroristic. What's it called?
Terrorist
like,
attacks,
Yeah.
yeah.
acts of terrorism, you know,
Guns and shit
guns.
like that.
Yeah.
Just like
Okay.
buying guns and shit. Like,
Yeah. I feel as though they should have a more in-depth type of not investigation but background check, you know.
I feel like
I
you
mean,
have to.
People
You
like
should be You should be a certain age. You should have a permit, and you should.
I mean, you have to be
your perm-
18.
Yeah, your permit should. I feel like you should
like,
have
they
to have your permit
alright,
for like 5+ years.
yeah. If they fucking increase the fucking age of tobacco and shit to 21, they should just increase the fucking gun shit to 21.
I mean,
Yes.
what I don't understand is that they want what's it called? Gun control and all this. You can't even have a beer till you're 21, but you
Why
can
have a
join the
gun?
army.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can join the army and literally kill a person.
That is true. But
Then again, like
oh,
if
hey, we can talk about the draft next. We can talk about the draft.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, but no, guns. Okay, 20. I honestly think it should be 21 if they're just that way, because I mean, 18-year-olds are not really adults. That it's like 16-year-olds like being able to drive. Like that's a lot of responsibility for them. And honestly, like yeah, it's like nice to ease them in rather than just put it all on them at like when they're 21 and all that. But no, I personally think it should be 21. That way their heads are in the right mindset. They're going through college and all that. They know what they're gonna do, and they're actually like mature. You know,
Yeah.
at least for the most part. And then for actually like acquiring a gun, they should have the government should have psychological checks. You know, make sure they're all right in their
Very
head.
in-depth background checks.
Yes, very
like,
in-depth.
No like mental, no like what's the word I'm looking for? Like
Mental disabilities, mental.
no cause. Yeah, like no intent to cause harm on people.
Exactly. You
And
know.
they should also look at the families of the people buying them too.
Yes, and see if they have any type of mental disorders in the family. Schizophrenia,
Exactly.
anxiety, depression, all that shit. Because if they get their hands on it, it might go a little bit uh-oh.
Exactly. Because most school shootings, it's not even the kids' guns; it's the parents' guns. that they just steal.
Exactly.
And
It's
you should also be required to keep your guns in like a
gun safe.
yeah, gun safe, and only you know the password.
Exactly. The parents should only know the password whatsoever.
Well, I mean, also, you have to think, like, how are you supposed to know that your kid does know the password? What if they are being sneaky about it and
That's
find
why
it?
you either have a code, like a coded safe that you change every couple of months, or you just have different padlocks.
I mean,
But
or
I
you just
feel
don't
like
tell your
it
kid
is
where the
a
safe is.
Second Amendment right to own guns.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. I personally like. Yes, it's our amendment, right? It's our right to bear arms. I mean, I don't know how people are gonna grow bear arms unless genetic mutation, but no. We should be able to have guns, but I just feel like if we restrict them a little bit more, then we know that the guns are in safe hands and aren't gonna I mean, yes, there's still going to be a possibility, and there still will be people selling guns illegally and all that.
School
And school
shootings are
shootings,
never gonna
it's
end.
not going to end whatsoever. That's I'm
Just
not saying
decrease
that.
the amount
It's
of them
just
happening.
decreasing. Yes. Decreasing the possibility and likelihood of them happening. They're not going to stop, but the likelihood of them are going to drop.
Bro, we should make a podcast.
Fuck yeah,
No
dude.
cap. Political
Joe Rogan
podcast.
Alright,
experience.
is that it for guns? Reading on with guns? Unless Comrade, you want to do a rebuttal?
No.
No? Alright. Why is my
That's a good
Gatorade warm? Alright, boys. Are we talking about woman in the draft? What's your opinion?
It depends on how you look at it. If feminists want equal rights, but then don't want to be drafted to a
Actually,
war,
you know what? We're
fucking true. That is
Alright,
so
no.
true.
Let's drop the draft.
I think that is very stupid. You can't say that you want equality, but then when you don't want equality, then it's all right to not have equality.
Yeah.
I think this. I
We're
think
shifting.
only
We're
when it
shifting.
helps
We're
you.
shifting the talk to feminism instead of just the draft, just to make it easy.
Okay, feminism.
Okay.
I get
First-
it, girls.
First,
I get it. Girls
yeah,
want to be
sure.
treated like men, but then again, like, you're not. You're just not. Like, men have not so much, but like, men are just like, I feel like men are born to be better than girls, and that's not even me saying like, oh, fucking, I'm a man and we're so much better than you. I'm just saying like, men are most likely going to be stronger, most likely going to be like men are going to be the people building the buildings and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, look at my mom. She was a bridge builder for how many? 10 years?
Yeah.
Probably more than that.
But, like,
So I mean, you
can't-
see those special, what's it called sometimes?
Exceptions, not exceptions,
Yes. Yeah, exceptions. Are cases sometimes.
but
You see those.
cases.
like there's gonna be girls that are stronger than the guys. There's gonna be guys that aren't as strong as girls.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like, for the majority of the time, men are going to be more superior to girls.
It's not just because of the whole physical aspect; it's the mental aspect as well.
Yeah, true.
Because while it's not to say that women aren't working hard or aren't like able to work harder than men and all that, but it's just that while men are more likely to have the mindset of, all right, I gotta make money, I gotta provide for my
I gotta
household,
support my
I gotta
family.
support my family, I gotta put in the hours for every time, I gotta work more, while women are stuck with women can work the same hours as men and all that. Like, they can put in more work. But it's just that once that maternity leave happens and they have to take care of the kid, the man just instantly... It's not instincts. It's just how people are raised now, you know?
Exactly.
Like, men are going to be like, alright, stay home. Let the mom rest after that hard freaking expense of having a child. Let her rest, get her shit straight, and take care of the kid while I work and get the bread. You know?
That's also how boys are like groomed to be men. Like,
Yeah. That's what my father taught me, and that is what most likely I'm gonna teach my son if I have a son.
exactly. Like,
But there's not to say that there aren't bad stay-at-home dads either. Like, honestly,
exactly.
it all
Like,
depends.
men are taught by their superior, like, their parents, okay, so whenever you grow up, you're gonna have a wife, you're gonna have a kid, you're gonna go to work, and you're gonna provide for your family.
Exactly.
Like, that's just like,
It's standard.
and it's not even being like, oh, men have to do it. Like, that's just like what
That's
men
our choice.
are. That's just what men are taught whenever they're.
Yeah, that's what's instilled in them when they're even from a young age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as we're talking about like whole like the stay-at-home dads and all that, for everybody is different, and everybody's relationship is different. You do not have to meet the same expectations as other people. You do not have to get married. You do not have to have kids. You do not have to you don't have to meet your everybody's goals are different, and everybody can do whatever they want and decide. Yes, you're allowed to have a kid. No, you do not have to have a kid. You can be a married couple and not have children. That you can totally do that. And I am honestly surprised that people get so offended by that and say, "Oh, where's your kid? You're a dink. You're double income, no kids. What are you doing with your life? Why aren't you having kids?"
Maybe I want to save up money before
Exactly.
I have a kid.
Why would I wanna have enough income in order to save up and have a child,
I
so
want
that way
to secure
I
my
know
financial future for myself and the kid
exactly.
before I even have it.
I wanna start a savings account. I wanna have for my child whenever they're in the world. That way I know that we aren't gonna burden them with freaking
Our
fees
debt.
and debts. And exactly. It is crazy. And for the people that like are unable to have children, there's always like if you're sterile or you have some rare disease where the eggs don't work or whatever, like it's fine. It's fine. You can do whatever. You can adopt a child, or you can the dad can give the seed to a donor mom. You know, have that kid that way. But yeah, it's you gotta do what you gotta do. What you gotta do is you gotta love yourself, love who you are, and honestly, everybody struggles with that, and it's a rough life. Please, fuck, where am I going with this? Oh yeah, um, shit.
Feminism.
Yeah,
That's
feminism.
where we started at.
Yeah. I went off on a rant there. Sorry. Uh, but no, first and second wave feminism back in like whenever that first started, like their whole like first like hoorah to the whole man stuff. I totally agree with that. But like third and like the current wave feminism with the whole rape culture, that is where I draw the line. Like if you want gender equality, then you have to sign up for the draft, get that shit done, and
Yeah, you have to
yeah,
do everything that a man does.
exactly.
I mean, it's not about being better than men either. It's about being equal to
Yeah.
men.
You can't say that you want to be equal and then not do things that men have to do.
Exactly. Despite us
But
being
then again,
groomed
like-
to do some stuff, woman, you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, feminism.
Yeah.
What are your opinions of them taking down like the Confederate statues and like
I
the
feel that
racism stuff?
Yeah, I feel that Confederate like statues are a part of our history. It's
I
about
100% agree.
it's about a dark time in our history that we should look back on and try not to repeat.
Exactly. That's
I
why.
mean,
That's what
but
history is
people-
about.
People
You know-
can make the argument that like Germany, they don't have statues of Hitler all over. But I mean, that's also a whole entire different bag with that.
Exactly.
Because I mean, the Confederates, let's say, they killed maybe 1 million people in total.
Are you talking about the war or not?
Yeah, with the war
Ooh.
and slaves, they killed maybe 1 million people.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
probably exaggerated, but I mean, if you look at Hitler, he killed 6 million Jews. How many, what's it called, Soviets? Like 20 some odd million, 30
a
million.
lot of the Poles.
And he caused. I mean, every single what's it called? All
I
the
mean, he
countries
saved-
invaded,
he saved
every city
Germany.
he destroyed, the people he killed, he destroyed families, he destroyed
Yeah.
culture. I mean, he just destroyed a ton of stuff.
Exactly.
It's not
But
like,
if
it's
but
not like the Confederacy. Like, I know it was a bad time in our history, but still, it's history. We need to learn from that.
Yeah,
we need to steer
exactly
from it.
Exactly.
I mean, if we're just gonna get rid of that, I mean, maybe in the future we're gonna go back to that. Like, That's why
Yeah,
we
I
need history,
mean,
so we don't repeat the bad things. But people are just trying to get rid of history because it's racist towards them now.
Exactly.
Like,
And like bringing up the whole Civil War and Confederacy and all that, and I know that we talked about this earlier, but I just remembered for the Black Lives Matter movement with the whole George Floyd, they defaced the one company that was entirely made of black soldiers just
oh
because
yeah, the
of
one infantry battalion.
yes, yes. But the thing is that the I'm having trouble getting the term. I don't know if I'm getting the term right, but the company leader or commander or whatever,
yeah.
basically said like on the battlefield, like his last request before like the battle before he died is leave my body with my men because I want to be with my men whenever where I die, because he actually loved his men that much, even though they were black.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. But
Like, I
that's
don't understand how they're gonna graffiti a person who put, I mean, hundreds of thousands of people's lives at stake
yeah,
to free them. Like, that just makes no sense to me.
yeah.
People need to be educated upon this stuff. Like, you can't just, like, what's spray painting Abraham
Lincoln.
Lincoln's statue, and what's that doing for George Floyd's death? Like,
I
I
mean,
don't
and
understand
they
that.
also spray painted that one guy, the Polish guy who fought for slave independence.
And I'm not even talking about, like, humongous people. Like, I'm talking about in Pittsburgh how they spray painted over Mario Lemieux. Like,
Some protester threw a fucking
Yeah.
what does Mario Lemieux have to do with
yeah.
George Floyd?
Slavery.
Mario Lemieux saved hockey in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
know that, but without
And
Mario Lemieux,
most of the money with his foundation goes to charity, and more
exactly.
importantly, cancer research.
People just need to be educated, like, about this stuff. Like, that's why I
Honestly.
said they need a leader to look up to.
They can't just go. They can't just go. As soon as they hear the bad news, they can't just go. I hate every white person. You know.
Exactly. Also, let's talk about like how people kind of like segueing over from Black Lives Matter. How people are saying all cops are bad. What are your guys'
Oh
opinions
my god,
on
that is a way.
I mean, okay, so if one black person is a horrible person, rapes, murders, kills, whatever, does that mean all black people are rapists, murderers, killers, robbers? Because, I mean, that's basically what you are saying if you say that all
Yeah.
cops are bad.
Just because there's a couple bad apples in the basket doesn't mean all of them are rotten.
Exactly.
How about how they say that the party switched after the Civil War? Where the
What?
Democrats, like, made up the KKK and all that, people say that the party switched to try to defend or deflect any criticism from what's it called?
Shoot, I'm
Yeah,
I'm drawing a blank.
Well, what's it called? When slavery was abolished, the Democrats voted against it. And the Democratic Party also made the KKK.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, I don't
now
think
that-
either party made the KKK. I think it was just like a
well, one party funded it.
Okay.
And you're thinking that
funding,
the Democrats did it?
Well,
funding,
yes, there are
funding.
things with it that prove that the Democrats had funded it.
Well, then again, it was a long, long time ago. Democrats and Republicans aren't as they are
Yeah,
now.
but I mean, they want to bring up things from the past. Why can't we bring up that part of the past?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't. Well, that obviously doesn't matter, because only their opinions matter. But whenever we clap back with something, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they'll only fight for something when it's good for them.
Exactly. Like I hate whenever people protest about hearing their voices, but whenever we say our voices, they don't hear ours.
exactly.
That pisses me off.
They just shout louder in order to mask ours.
Exactly.
Shoot. This isn't like funny or anything. Like, you guys remember the meme I posted, the Family Guy meme, talking about because there was one white guy who got killed in his house while he was asleep by cops, and it was a
Yeah.
Family Guy, and that was like a month or two before the whole George Floyd shit. Like,
Yeah.
no, the
Did you
whole,
see that thing about the guy, the black gun owner, where the police did a no-knock raid on his house without warning, and he shot back at the police officers after they had broken into his house and they had killed his girlfriend.
oh shit.
So, and then they arrested him because of that.
I feel like
We're
why
not.
did, why did they
They
breach his
they
house?
thought the house was someone else's. They blundered on their part, and
Well,
a
then I
woman
feel
lost
like-
her life.
I feel like the cop who killed the woman should be charged with murder. The man should. Did
Be freed.
the man fired back, right?
Yes, he
It was
fired
self-defense.
back.
It was self-defense.
Yes,
Did he? If he
but
knew it
they
was the
did
police-
not. But he still got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should probably be freed. No, he should be freed.
Our justice system is imperfect. It's sad to say,
Terrible.
but it honestly is. And the thing is that, like, as I know we keep tracking back to the whole Black Lives Matter and like the whole riots and all that, but like, all the people have to do is just have peaceful protest, and the next time voting season comes around, they take in their ballot,
Express
they go
yourselves.
express themselves, and then vote for somebody that they know will do better for them and make some actual
Exactly.
try and make some actual changes to the whole world. Not to the whole world, but at least their
To the
society.
country.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
express yourself through voting, not freaking
That's why
burning
voting
down
matters
your
so
entire
much.
city and destroying statues of
And
history.
small businesses owned by the affiliated people.
Exactly, that's a thing. Like at this point, you're honestly just destroying your own people.
Yeah.
Like, I saw this
Makes-
one video.
it
Like
makes me
this
very
one
sad.
black shop owner. He was going off on black protesters because
Yeah.
they looted his store, they stole everything, and they trashed it pretty much.
I think
And then
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
You could go.
I think either Columbus or the Chicago congresswoman or mayor or somebody like that, some government figure, like, went up to the press and was like, "What are y'all doing? Go home, take a breath, wait for voting season, actually put in your vote, make some changes rather than do all the uprising and make all this damage and shit." Not
I mean,
those aren't her words, but it's just to add some good old lighthearted comedic statements in here. Y'all remember when his fake nudes got released?
Oh yeah, the wax figure.
That's funny.
That you see, we needed that. We needed a little chuckle.
It's obvious. That's obviously fake because
It
like
honestly is.
who would let a person who they know has a camera anywhere near the person,
Exactly.
especially what's it called, during a spray tan.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whatever.
also,
Funny
how about your thoughts on like Antifa?
Antifa, fucking terrorist group.
I
Sorry,
know.
For those
I
of
mean,
us
but
not
now
acclimated
that-
for Antifa, what is Antifa?
Anti-fascist. They're like a quote
Antifa, like-
organization
They're like
that they
promote-
basically
they
if they
promote-
don't like you, they label you as a fascist, and then they'll come to your house, burn it down, dox you, ruin your entire life.
Okay, I got you.
So like Antifa, they're pretty much they're the reason why the protesters are bad. Like
Yes.
are very, very, very bad.
There's videos of one Antifa guy handing like African American people like money, saying, "Hey, go over there and break that window or go over there and hit that guy or whatever.
I mean,
Cause chaos.
It's a terrorist group.
Yes.
The,
I mean,
should look at those
they have
people as
destroyed Britain. Look at Britain. They're in a state of total disrepair right now.
Yeah.
Damn.
The British cops, they're too scared of being labeled as racist, so nothing gets done. All they have to defend themselves is pepper spray.
Pepper spray, teas, crumpets, and a wacky attitude.
Yeah. That's pretty much all that they get. While if you look at an American cop, they have 2 guns on them. One that's underneath their bulletproof vest and one that's actually visible to people.
And sometimes they have another sidearm in their shoe.
Yes.
Oh,
but Antifa,
yeah.
they've ruined Britain.
Antifa,
I would
no
not
bueno.
want. I would not want to live in Britain because of them. Look what they did to what's his name, Count Dankula. Guy made his pug into a Nazi. It's stupid. It was all satire.
Oh, another thing about Britain, I completely forgot that Britain didn't have guns. I legit forgot about that for
yeah,
just 1
Britain.
second.
If you make a mean tweet on Twitter, you can be arrested.
I also forgot that they don't allow pit bulls. They legit completely banned the breed of pit bull dogs in Britain.
What about? No, that's a bulldog. I was about to say, what about the British bulldogs?
No,
I mean, with the pace that how the protests and stuff are going, America's gonna turn into the next China.
Oh, shit.
There's going to be a civil war soon.
I don't know about a civil war, but it's gonna be bad.
Something is going to change. There's either going to be a civil war, a revolt where there is a lot of resistance, or we're going to turn into an authoritarian government. But either way, I feel that there is going to be a civil war, because if there's an authoritarian government, then the people who want free speech and all that, they're going to start something. They're going to take down a tyrannical government with their Second Amendment right.
We're fucked.
Because that's the whole reason the Second Amendment was made.
No.
Okay, so I'd say 2-3 weeks ago, in a parking lot in Atlanta, Georgia, 2 cops pulled up to the parking lot in response to a break-in call, and in the parking lot was a black man named Antoine Rose. So they got out. Not Antoine Rose, Rayshard Brooks.
Yeah.
So they got out, questioned him, and they thought he was a suspect, so they told him to get out. He opened up his door and he got the taser, but he was grabbing for the gun.
Ooh, this guy.
So they put him on the ground, and he got out, ran away, and the cops shot him.
No. You missed a little. I just remember. I didn't know the guy's name, but you reminded me. What happened shit. The guy had a piece of rhubarb on him, and he was threatening to kill. He was threatening to kill himself if he got taken in, but he dropped the piece of rhubarb. Rhubarb is a piece of metal used for concrete and all that, structural whatever. He dropped the piece of rhubarb, went for the guy's pistol, but grabbed the taser instead, and then shit went down, and the cop shot him. And did he die, or is he in critical care?
He's dead.
Okay, he's dead. All right. Yeah, he died because he attempted to grab a cop's gun, but got a taser.
That's just instincts. If you don't want your people getting killed, don't do stupid shit. Just talk to the cops. It's not that hard. If they put you in handcuffs, it's not racist. It's for their safety. It's for your safety. They don't want to kill you. They want to help you.
trust me, everybody, like, even, like, honestly, whenever I drive by a fucking cop on the street, I always get a little anxiety because, like, they're of a higher authority than me. I'm just a standard civilian, while they have a little bit of a higher structure than me on the whole playing field. So it's everybody feels like they have to be extra cautious, and everybody gets scared and anxious, and they get afraid. But as long as you take a deep breath and actually trust in them, and they're not gonna throw you on the ground, they're not gonna beat you up or anything like that. You just have to do what they say.
Cops are humans, just in a uniform. Like,
Exactly.
they want to be friends with you. They don't want. I don't think the person who killed George Floyd, I don't think the person who fucking killed Rayshard Brooks, I don't think they woke up in the morning saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go shoot a black person today," or
I'm gonna go kill a person today.
No, but no.
Like, I don't think they woke up. It's
no
just
cop knows. No cop knows what's gonna happen that day, and they always have their guard up no matter what. And yeah, they do have a nice demeanor, but when things have to get serious, they will jump to that in like a split second if they have to. And even if they get the slightest off feeling or emotion whatsoever, they will always have their guard up and will do whatever they have to in order to keep them safe and anybody else in the area safe.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say that, and honestly, the one thing I wish more is that I wish cops had more training on de-escalation of the situation, being able to like, the whole negotiator, like, type of job stuff. Like, every cop should be able to be a negotiator, you know?
Yes.
That should be a standard. Like, they should be able to have training in order to...
They should be able to calm down situations. They should be able to...
Exactly.
Say, hey, I'm not gonna kill you, I just want to talk. Like, they should be mastered with that.
Exactly. But they are also trained in order to defend themselves, and if they get anything off or anything like that, if quick actions and all that, quick going for the pants or belt or anything or anything that might seem like a weapon, they will automatically defend themselves.
I mean, cops are people too. They don't want their lives to end that day.
Exactly. Everybody.
If they feel that their lives are in danger, they're gonna kill the person before they kill them.
Exactly. Standard. Because everybody has a family. Everybody has a brother, mother, sister, father.
Yeah.
Whether they're blood related or not, family's family.
Yeah.
And they honestly just want to just stay safe, keep everybody else safe that they can, and go home.
Exactly.
It's sad. It's sad to see all these guys, all these cops put too much trust in the people that think that they're like nice and they thought that they de-escalated, but then they get shot for putting their guard down too much. And then there's also people that just get killed because the cops weren't right about it. Like the kids with airsoft guns that painted over the orange tips. Those make me upset the most because the kids are being dumb, and then the cops don't know that it's a fake weapon, so they can't trust.
Exactly. Like, how's a cop supposed to know that?
Exactly. It's so. There's so many lines and barriers to cross, and so many different types of situations for them to deal with, and it's honestly rough that they have to deal with them while we are the ones who just sit on the sidelines and wait for them to see what happens.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say it, and it's only people that want to be a cop and actually like protect people that go into it, rather than, it's not like the draft or like, it's basically like the lesser military where you're voluntarily going in there, you're applying, you're going through the training, and then you're getting certified to be a cop and working your way through the ranks. And it's a rough job. Not everybody wants it, and the people that do have it, they don't want it sometimes either, but they're the ones that are defending you. And even if you don't like them, they still have to do their job.
Yeah.
It's oh man, it gets me. These conversations get me so heated, but like, it's just the points I bring up, like my points that I bring up, like, it's just standard stuff that people need to get through their heads.
Exactly.
And a lot of people can relate to it, but like sometimes people are so skewed and they're so biased on their opinions because of either it's a past encounter with police or they were raised that way or however.
Exactly. Like you were saying, like, I don't think police go through however many months of training. I mean, they have to get tased, they have to get pepper sprayed. I mean, they have to do a ton of stuff. I don't think people would just go through that just to kill other people. Like, cops don't want to kill people. It's just people making stupid decisions. Like, there'd be so many less casualties if people weren't, like,
Yeah,
if people just talked to the cops.
if both the police and and civilians were trained in order to, you know, like if civilians knew that all the cops want to do is just have a nice calm interaction and they don't want to start beef. They don't want to shoot. They don't want to shoot you, but they will if you start acting up, you know. And I already brought this up, but yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. Like, I feel like George Floyd would be breathing the same air as me right now if he just talked to the cops.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think the cops just got on the scene and put him down like that. I feel like he was resisting. He was probably saying stuff to the cops that made them uncomfortable. Like, it's just
He was on either, I can't remember if it was meth or cocaine.
Meth.
Meth.
They
Yeah.
found considerable amounts of fentanyl in his system.
Yep.
Hey, we're all people, we do stupid shit, but as long as you know you did stupid shit and just act up, accept the consequences of your actions and just go with it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's all you have to do rather than resist arrest. And then for women especially, like, there are woman cops, but like there's not a lot of them, you know? And like if a woman is being aggressive and all that and assaulting people and a male cop comes up and tries to de-escalate and it has to result of physical force, and then all the woman says is rape and all that, it makes the woman look stupid and the guy's just trying to do his job. And then whenever, oh my god, it's so stupid. And it's fucking crazy how men can't get sexually assaulted and women, like, just by a gaze of a man. Honestly,
Just a woman giving a man giving a woman a handshake is considered rape to some women.
well, if a fucking woman grinds up on a guy, that honestly, no matter how much the girl
that's just them
says,
trying to hit on them. Like,
yeah,
whatever.
it's, man, fuck this country.
It hasn't affected me, so I don't really care.
No, it's not affected me either. It's just stupid. That's all.
Exactly. But we can't win them all.
Nope.
If everybody won everything, America would be perfect. But it's Earth. They're humans.
Like
Nothing will ever
you see in all like the sci-fi futuristic movies, that is all fantasy. There will be no utopian society whatsoever. People are people. They will always see the difference in everybody, and they will always think that they are above the other people, no matter of their class or standards or anything like that. There will always be racism. There will always be disputes. There will always be war. We can resolve war, but there always will be war, unless somehow we can actually compromise. But the likelihood of that is very low.
I mean, you could also stop war with, what's it called?
Nuclear warheads?
No, but if, like, one, what's it called? If one just country ruled the world.
Yeah, let's just have one Julius Caesar.
That'd be like a dictatorship, and
Or,
that's
unless-
even
Well, I
worse
mean,
than America would be.
dictatorship, it has a bad stigma, but I mean,
they got shit
dictatorship doesn't always mean that it
done. Rule with
was
iron fist.
bad. Yeah. Doesn't mean that they just...
Like,
well,
you're
I
saying
want that
like have
person
like
dead.
like an overseer,
Yeah.
not like
Not
a person
really,
who like puts their
but
fist
like
down.
a president. A president, I'd say. But they just don't like, there's not only an 8-year term, they just stay in permanently, so they could actually get stuff done.
Until they personally resign from the
Yes.
position or they die.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're obviously gonna have to put them through some type of mental evaluation every year or so because we don't want
Okay.
like Joe Biden being our dictator.
Bro, I want someone to kiss me like Joe Biden kisses his granddaughter.
Imagine kissing niggas on the lips.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Fucking video always
Comrade
gets
whenever
me
he
for
watches
some
Belle
reason.
Delphine.
Oh my god.